You've seen it before, haven't you?
Dom, how long have we been doing this?
Once more unto the breach, dear friends.
Again and again and again until we're both dead.
Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews with connections in mind. The Predator has just hit theaters. It is directed by Shane Black, who you may remember from the original 1987 Predator. And this film is a continuation of the Predator franchise, starting with the 1987 Predator film, and also continuing through the 1997 Predator 2 film with Danny Glover. And while not explicitly referencing the 2010 Predators film, it does include that aspects of that film in this film's portrayal of the Predator, but it also does not cover the events laid out by the Alien vs. Predator films. And this time around, we see two Predators come to Earth, and one military man encounters one of these predators, and his entire unit is wiped out, and he sends some predator technology to his autistic son in order to have proof of his alien encounter. And when this father military figure is incarcerated by the military for his knowledge of the predator, another predator comes to Earth to hunt for this technology, and it is up to the military to stop this predator threat and to secure this alien technology for themselves. Now, this video review will contain spoilers of The Predator, as well as certain other films. There will be a full list in the description below. And if you've not seen The Predator yet, or any of the films listed below, and want to wait until you have, stop the video at this point and come back later. But with these things in mind, though, let's begin. So the main twist of this Predator film is that while it is mentioned in the 2010 Predators film that there are two factions of Predators, one smaller and one larger, the smaller one looking very much like the original 1987 Predator design, this Predator came to Earth in order to give humanity technology so that they can fight off an imminent predator invasion by the other larger species of predators, which, while looking similar to the original Predator, are much larger and meaner looking and tougher to take down. And this smaller predator was killed in its attempt to give technology to the humans, but the humans eventually gained the technology in order to better prepare themselves for an imminent predator invasion. And this is something we've seen before, most notably in 2016's Independence Day Resurgence. That film also featured an alien entity that is initially perceived as a threat by humanity, but it later turns out that this alien presence has come to Earth in order to prepare humanity to fight off the original alien threat, and so humanity is now equipped to take on the other alien, the aggressive aliens that are after humanity's resources. Another element of previous Predator installments that has been brought into this film is the use of the Hellhounds from the 2010 Predators film. And during the course of the film, there are two Predator Hellhounds unleashed by the larger Predator that comes to Earth in hunting for the smaller Predator. One of these hounds is killed outright, while the other one takes a bullet to the head and somehow is still alive, but now it's become friendly, and this group of military men uses this hellhound to take on the larger predator in certain instances. This is similar, of course, to we've seen this before in other in many films, but probably the most prominent example would be the Iron Giant, where the Iron Giant itself is a alien weapon sent to Earth, and it takes a blow to the head and becomes friendly towards humanity at that point. So, little on the nose or on the head, as it were, but but an interesting comparison nonetheless. Finally, there's in this Predator film during the once the main military man McKenna sends a Predator mask and arm gauntlets to his son, who is autistic. The subplot being that his son, who is autistic, is bullied at school and he doesn't have a good Halloween costume. So he takes the Predator mask that is now powered up, and he uses that as his Halloween mask to go out trick-or-treating. But during the course of trick-or-treating, the mask somehow activates by this one man who essentially throws a rock at the son for trick-or-treating at his house, and the mask has a built-in weapon system that fires out the back of the mask and kills this guy and blows up his house. So this is an example of a child getting a piece of alien technology or an alien something that he doesn't fully understand the implications of going it around or even having it, and chaos ensues. This is something we've seen in Stranger Things, most notably Stranger Things Season 2, where the baby Demogorgon is taken in by one of the kids, and he has a sense that's dangerous, but he wants to keep it anyways. And of course, that turns out to be a mistake, and it ends up killing the cats, and becomes a bit of a noose, and becomes a bigger threat after that. So, another example of that. They've seen other things places before, but that's the most notable example of recent films that I know of. So with all this being said, of course, the main issue is, if you haven't already seen it and you've gotten this far, should you see The Predator? I would say yes, but is it a good film? I would say it depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for a mindless film where people get killed by aliens and there's a lot of gunfire, a lot of gruesome, creative deaths, you'll definitely get that. And if that's all you want, great. But if you want a cohesive plot to go along with it, you're going to be disappointed because there are a lot of subplots going on. I mean, the main plot is we have the two predators going against each other, and this government organization or private organization is hunting the predator technology and is at odds with McKenna, the military man who was about to be railroaded for even knowing of the predator's existence. And that whole subplot is going on, but things crop up that don't make sense, and characters say things that they couldn't possibly know, and they just present that as fact. Things pop up and disappear at will, like at one point, Olivia Munn's character plays a scientist. Is a scientist at this, who's brought in on the Predator case, and when she gets wrapped up with McKenna and his group of ragtag, almost insane, dishonorably discharged military men, she ends up having to do a analysis on a vial of fluid that the Predator had in his possession, and she just happened to have a microscope in this RV that they end up using for some point. No explanation on where they got it, how she got it, but that happened. And character arcs, like the main human villain antagonist, he is very over the top, but he gets killed off kind of random, without having full closure, and they don't explain how he got he gets the Predator shoulder cannon at one point, and I must have missed when he got that, because that just showed up randomly, and he used it a couple times, and then he just kind of disappeared, and nothing really happened, and also because it's a Shane Black film, there is a certain amount of humor along with this, and humor's fine. I mean, the original Predator had it, Predator 2 had it, Predators had it, but if you're not a huge fan of Shane Black's humor, you'll find the thing's a very hit and miss, and even the jokes. I mean, jokes that don't land is one thing, but a lot of these jokes make you kind of uncomfortable, and they linger on them for a while, and that may have been his intent, but that just doesn't. It just kind of stops the movie dead, and I don't feel like that really serves the movie very well. And the main problem is, it's not trying to be a dramatic film with some humor. It's trying to be a funny film with some dramatic action, but also at times it is trying to be a dramatic film with very little humor, and it is trying to mesh these things all throughout the film, and it just doesn't really come out in a cohesive product. It just comes out as a bit of a mess. So my final verdict is, I don't think that this is a great Predator film. I think it's okay. I think it's way better than Alien vs. Predator Requiem, but other than that, there are other much better Predator films out there that I would rather watch. Like it doesn't hold a candle to the original Predator. And while I think the main hype of this film was the fact that Shane Black was in the original Predator and now he's back to direct another Predator film, I don't think that hype really bears itself out in this product. So go ahead and see it. See it with my blessing. Let me know what you thought of it. It wasn't my personal favorite film. I just found this film very disappointing, but I enjoyed it in places. But yeah, overall very disappointing. So there you have it. There is my review of the Shane Black's The Predator. Let me know if you saw anything else, if I missed anything, or if you disagree with my conclusions. Let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to look for my other movie reviews and TV reviews with connections in mind. And I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Thank you so much for watching, and just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.